What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo. I'm here with Mark. We are in Brooklyn. Of course, once again, Mark and I are enjoying a nice cocktail. Because what else do you do after a performance like that from a team that you kind of support?
Yeah, that was terrible.
You hear that little laughter back there?
Mm-hmm.
That's laughter from somebody.
That's frustrated laughter.
That's a frustrated laughter. Let's go ahead and get him on here. James, what is going on, man? What is going on with your team?
That was a stinker, man. That was a real stinker. Really dismal. Unfortunately, a seagull just flew behind me, and I didn't have anything to shoot it with. I was really disappointed.
Hey, so
I'm not usually that violent of a person, but now the seagulls, I can't stand them.
Right.
So, but how Leeds is that? You just saw a seagull go past you, and you couldn't shoot.
I know. I know. It was like I would have missed. Yeah.
What is going on? I just want to give a quick shout out to our Stoop crew who's already here bright and early. Sorin was here. That's a poor game, probably a drop in focus and energy after the last run of games. Now, we were talking about that last night at Happy Hour, James. How did you guys get through hell month of April where you shouldn't have gotten many points and you guys went undefeated? Did that whole run of matches give you pause for this one, going like, shit, maybe we've run ourselves out, or no?
Yeah, I mean it did, and then historically, even when Brighton was in the championship, we didn't play well down there. So that's another factor.
One in
yeah, I think we won one time in 9 matches, one time in 10 matches now. I mean, it's
tough
terrible. So we don't perform well down there. And I think there was a lack of focus, and obviously no Calvin. I mean, was killer. I mean, both from a defensive standpoint and also from an offensive standpoint, because so much goes through him. His passing, we were missing his passing. I mean, Koch, didn't do bad. I mean, poorly, but I mean, it was, he's not KP. He just doesn't have the passing prowess that KP has. So yeah, that was
that's clearly a consensus amongst the Stoop crew.
Yeah,
here
that was bad.
Depth. Now this was
and
something.
Then, I was telling Mark. I mean, Welbeck just ran circles around us all day long. Ben White just dribbling the ball. I mean, dribbling up the pitch for like 80 yards. Tyler Roberts like feebly trying to chase him down. I mean, it was embarrassing. I just found that performance to be embarrassing.
Absolutely. Now, listen, a lot of Leeds fans were giving Najee a bunch of shit after our video. But the thing he said, he called a 1-0 to Brighton. And he also mentioned a Mr. Danny Welbeck, who I had already put out of my mind because he's an Arsenal guy gone. But he was a United guy before that, whatever.
Bit of a journeyman.
So, but I gotta say, Najee was a bit on point with this, saying that Brighton would have a clean sheet and that Danny Welbeck would get on the score sheet. So, I hate to say it, guys. You may hate what Najee says, but yeah.
Well, I think too. Look, I mean, since Rafinha's been out, we haven't scored from the run of play. We have one goal, and that was Llorente header. From a set piece. So, so much of our offense goes through Rafinha. I mean, without Rafinha in there, we struggle. He's our one sort of elite person up front, who can create. And we just don't have, without him, we have no creativity up there. And it's, you saw that today. It was just awful. I mean, Bamford, he didn't have a touch from like 15 yards out of the box and in.
Yeah,
not one touch.
Bamford's been pretty non-existent for like the last 4 or 5 games. I mean,
there's no one to get. There's no one to deliver. No one to give him any service. And then it's a huge issue. And that's why in the summer we're going to be looking for a central attacking midfielder, because we need some quality in the center of the pitch to get the ball into Bamford. Because without Rafinha there, because Rafinha will come over and he'll play in the middle sometimes, and we just don't have anybody. And Rodrigo came in, but he was a non-factor. The substitutions were all, to me, just, nothing to really speak of there.
Now, I did I just like Mike P. You got to love that. Najee deserves shit. The fact that he's right is immaterial.
Yeah.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
And trust me, he loves being
He loves being right.
The villain.
Yeah. I call him Knobhead Najee on Leeds United New Orleans. Yeah, Knobhead Najee.
And Keith Lamatti asking, how do you join the Stoop crew? It's got to be in your soul, man. Just like Leeds United. You don't choose Leeds United.
The Stoop crew chooses you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but there should be a button somewhere down there by subscribe. It says join, and you click join there.
Keith, if you're on your phone, it should be on the left-hand side of the screen, just next to the subscribe button.
And the reason we want you guys to make sure that
shut up.
They're just hounding.
They're just laughing at you.
The seagulls are laughing at me, man. They're going to torment me all day.
But guys, the reason you want to make sure that you're a Stoop crew member today is in about 10 minutes we're going to open up the lines, and I sent out a private message to Stoop crew members only that has the StreamYard link. You guys can go ahead and click on that and call in and give us your thoughts, and you get a chance to say what's up to James and to us, and we get to see your beautiful faces.
It's a super unique opportunity. It's the first time we've done this.
Yeah, it's the first time we've set up a call-in type show. So if you are a Stoop crew member, go to our YouTube channel, look at the community page, and you will see a post that is for Stoop crew members only, and it'll have the link in there. Like I said, about 15 minutes into the show, we're going to open those up. Calvin, good afternoon. Look at this dickhead. Good afternoon, Man U fans. I know this guy. He doesn't even watch football. He's a 49ers fan. If anything, he should be a Leeds fan. So, Calvin,
you know that, right? You know the
you.
49ers own Leeds. You should be like James, punching up the Leeds fans.
He's our bartender, actually, James. So he's just used to. He doesn't get to talk shit to us enough anymore.
Yeah, but that match. Anyway, think about all the sitters too that Brighton missed. I mean, it easily could have been 5-0. You know, I mean, the scoreline could have been really embarrassing. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. It was bad.
Now listen, I want to go back to the substitution, which you said all the substitutions didn't really float your boat, but I would say Poveda actually added. I think bringing Poveda in did three things. First of all, it got Alioski off the pitch, who was having.
He was terrible.
He was
Alioski was bad. Yeah,
I've been enjoying him recently. This was not one of those. No. And not even just talking about the penalty. The penalty was kind of he was just doing whatever you got to do in that moment, and that sucks. But the rest of his performance was bad. So what it did was it moved Stuart Dallas out of Rafinha's position as a right winger, and it brought him back to Alioski's position, didn't it?
Right.
Yeah. So those two things. So it got Alioski off the pitch, and it got Dallas in what I thought was a better position for him. And it also brought in some excitement and some creativity, which I was hoping to see Poveda from the start. You know, with Helder Costa and Rafinha out, I wanted Poveda to start because he gives you this excitement, this he's not afraid to run at people. And he did all right. The dude needs to work out a little bit.
He just
pushed off the ball quite a bit.
He got manhandled and dispossessed. I mean, just way too easily by Brighton's defenders. I mean, it was not. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. You know, hey, Mark, what's going on? Hey, good morning. Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think any of the substitutions were great. You know, Pablo, like you said, another cameo appearance by Pablo. I think that's a good way of putting it. Mark mentioned that. I think it was last week or the week before. That it seems like he's just getting these cameo, like "thank you for your service" kind of play. You know, as far as his playing time is concerned. And I don't know. It's it was. We just don't have a lot of options off the bench.
Yeah, Bobby says, "What's up, Bobby Stoop crew? Poveda looked good, but matching him against Burns wasn't smart." Now, listen, all of Brighton, their defenders are big and strong and physical.
Yeah.
Why I felt like they were happy to give you guys as many corners as you guys wanted.
And you guys got a lot of them.
I mean, trying
knock a ball out of the touchline, and they're like, cool, because you had nothing against them.
No, again, it's like I've said, all season long, is that when we don't have KP in there, and now without Rafinha, so much of our attacks come down the flanks, right? And so their deliveries into the box. I mean, that's the only thing that we really do. And against a team like Brighton, where you have Webster, White, and Dunk, I mean, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities. I mean, you got 3 guys who are absolute giants in there, and going and delivering into the box for headers. It's just not going to be effective, I don't think. So we needed something. I agree. Poveda was probably that person off the bench who could come in and get something going. Make some moves inside the box and maybe get something off or a pass, get a shot off, something. But it was just but he's not big, and their defenders are massive, and he was just getting pushed off the ball way too easily.
Yeah. Yo, Keith, I'm glad you found it, man. Keith Lamati, the newest member of the Stoop crew. If there's any Stoop crew in the house, please give a big what's up to Keith and say
welcome,
well
Keith.
Yeah, no doubt, Keith. Where are you from?
I think this dude lives in London and he's Irish. We've been talking on Instagram. He wants to become a part of like the actual Stoop, the ones who talk the nonsense like us. So we'll see. I'm sure he's
come join us for happy hour.
But well done. Mike P says, I think I counted 2 successful presses by us in the whole match. Looks like we've forgotten how to do it as a unit. Pressing as an individual doesn't work. Tyler really needs to help out Bammy more.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I noticed that there was a lot of space for Brighton to operate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And listen, guys, Najee called in. He says, Dear Leeds United fans, it's your friend Najee. I am surprised you have not seen this coming like I did on the PL preview watch list.
Oh, my God.
You're not making friends now.
I know.
Look, you also said Chelsea's going to beat the crap out of Fulham, so I can't wait. I think it's starting right now or very soon.
It started at 12:30.
Shit out of you guys. What's going, BX? Good to see you in the house. Okay, guys, about 3 more minutes before we start letting you guys call in, but make sure go to the YouTube channel community page, and you will see a private message just for members with a link to the StreamYard, and you guys can click on that, get all set up, and we will talk to you guys and see what you guys think.
So if we go to man of the match, I'm not gonna give it to anybody on Leeds.
Yeah. No,
I don't think anybody. I mean, the only person I may consider would be Stuart Dallas. I didn't think that he had a dismal game, but the rest of them has. No.
Elliot?
And, for man of the match overall, I would give it to Welbeck. I mean, he just
yeah.
You
got to give it to Welbeck. The second goal, he made that. The second goal, had he just volleyed it, you guys were all over it. But that was also the downfall. You were all over the volley, and he was smart enough to pull it back, take a touch, and then slot it in. Very, very well scored goal.
Yeah, poor clearance. Poor attempted to clear.
Yeah, I screamed at the screen. What was Strike doing?
Yeah,
I was like, "What are you doing?" And my wife comes running in. What's going on? What's going on? And she's soccer.
Ah, man, Najee digging himself a deeper hole as this sort of what's up, Via Martin? He says this sort of game screams out for playing 2 up front. Otherwise, it's easy for the Giants. Why leave Cliche on but take off our best defense? Exactly. I don't know, man.
Who was the best defense?
Who was your best defender?
Alioski is the one that came off, and he was terrible today.
But Alioski came off for Poveda.
Correct, because they needed more offense.
And then Llorente came off.
Oh, Llorente came off. He did. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Actually, his shot from way out, because the keeper was way out.
As fuck.
It was ballsy, but it wasn't far off. And I was like, look at Llorente, man. He's like, I scored last week.
I think Aileen also had like one from downtown that was. That's not a great sub.
I agree via Martin where Bamford's not getting any sort of service in the front. I understand taking Bamford off because it's just not working having a lingering striker up front. So you bring in Rodrigo, who's a bit more of a number 9 type player who can run around and get interesting passes and create some stuff. But I would have loved to see Bamford stay on with him. Because then he was up front and he was being creative with nobody to drop off to.
Yeah, I agree. That was a head scratcher for me. Taking Bamford off. I think. I mean, you're. Yeah. I mean, and then it seemed like you just had no one up front. I mean, we were really playing without a striker. Rodrigo, I guess, somewhat fills that role, but at the same time, I mean, I'd like to have seen what Bamford and Rodrigo could do together. I didn't understand that. Yeah, that was a strange substitution.
Yeah, it was very odd.
I agree. Cleek is Cleek is painful to watch. I agree wholeheartedly with that one. I mean, the man is just he's a non-entity out there.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we've got our first caller in, who is part of the Stoop crew, of course, because it's for Stoop crew.
I thought so too.
Only.
I thought that they would take Cleek out and substitute Rodrigo for Cleek, but
yeah. All right, so James, let's all say hello to Mike P.
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
Where are you?
In the stream audio only.
We're on the east coast of the UK.
All right, nice talking to you, Mike P. We've been talking to you a lot without actually seeing you.
Good to finally hear your voice.
Good to finally hear your voice, man. What are your thoughts on this match?
It's painful. I tell you what, it looked to me. It looked like they were playing a training game, and they were trying to do intricate little passes, and which just didn't come off. And what they needed was somebody like Cooper to say, "Oi, play it simple. Stop trying to be too bloody clever and give the ball away." And yeah, what can you say about Alioski? My God.
That hasn't been barely said already.
I say a lot, but none of it was complimentary today. I mean, just a shambolic performance.
What I did notice is as soon as they put Dallas back, and the whole of the left side looked far more capable. Harrison had a bad day in terms of the quality.
Harrison to me can piss off. Like I just don't. I don't know what the problem is with him, but his touches were terrible. His crosses were terrible. And then he was like deciding to take too much on his own. I don't know if Jack Harrison has bought into the Jack Harrison, like the I belong to Man City. Oh, I'm big. I don't know, and I may be going too harsh on him, but I feel like I didn't feel like he was part of the team today. I felt like he was too individualistic and was poor. And for me, like. I was talking about y'all getting Traore for next season because Traore can take over Jack Harrison's position. Him and Rafinha can just do this the entire match and switch sides the entire match and screw everybody's head.
Except for Traore will get lost.
And he can work out with Poveda, so Poveda can put on some muscle, man, because Poveda needs some of that Traore. Imagine Poveda with Traore's like upper body strength.
Tank.
Poveda needs to get on the juice, man. Poveda needs to juice up.
On the sauce. Hey, Keith, by the way, he says, I can't figure that out. I also sent it to your Instagram. I also sent it to your Instagram where we've been messaging. If you want to just click on that.
There also might be a delay.
He's on his phone. And if he just signed up, so he may not. I don't know.
That's probably what's going on.
Anyway, so Mike P, let me know if you had to choose a man of the match, who would your man of the match? I think we're all in agreement that Danny Welbeck is. But if you had to say a Leeds United player, who was the best Leeds United player out on the pitch today, Mike?
Oh, I'm struggling there.
Maybe Millier.
I thought Dallas had a reasonable game.
How does Poveda look like all three Marx brothers rolled into one? I'm not sure I understand that, but I'm laughing because I know it's funny. Sorry, Mike, what were you saying?
I think Dallas had a reasonable game. I think Ayling had a reasonable game. Ayling isn't. He doesn't put enough influence on the rest of them to be a captain for me. If he just concentrates on his job on the right-hand side, he'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
Melier didn't do really anything wrong, so he can have man of the match.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at.
Listen, what do you guys think about this whole thing? So for the penalty, Melier actually went the right way, and had he saved it, he had jumped off the line. He was off the line early. So had he saved it, it would have been called back it would have been redone, right? So how come it's only redone when you save it and not redone when you don't save it? You guys get what I mean? Like this is a major problem with me. It's like giving even more to the man taking the penalty than the keeper. The keeper already has the harder job.
Correct.
So if he jumps off the line early and saves it, it's a redo. But if he jumps off the line early and the goal goes in, why isn't it a redo anyway? Because then it would be like icing the kicker. You would do it on purpose, I guess. Mm. But to me, if it's a foul one way, it should be a foul both ways. No, you guys don't care about any of that.
I'm still in a semi-catatonic state after watching that match. I think towards the end, somewhere in the second half, my eyes just kind of glazed over. I was going, okay.
Yeah, it was just not good. Not good.
No,
well, Mike, anything else that you'd like to say?
Not really, not on that game. But it's great to speak to you guys. I'm struggling a bit because I can hear my voice at the same time as I talk, which is a real nightmare.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, great to hear your voice as well, because we've seen you in the comments for so long, and you've been a long-time member of the Stoop crew. So,
but now your voice is going to be in our heads when we read your comments. It's going to be perfect.
Now I know it's a bit more gravelly like that.
Yeah, could be an Arsenal supporter, couldn't I?
Exactly, you talk like that. That's the thing about Arsenal. We're always trying to walk it in. And I go back to IT crowd again. But great talking to you, Mike. We've actually got Keith in the waiting room. I see him running around, so you need to get the shit sorted, man.
Cheers, Mike.
Cheers.
All right, cheers, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, guys, if you would like to call into the show, make sure you go over to our YouTube channel on the community section. There will be a community post for Stoop crew members only that has the link. You can call in. Keith, let me know when you're ready, man. I see you walking around like a school or something. I'm not sure what you're up to.
You just got in the door.
But
Sorin, I'm going to disagree with you there. That second goal, it didn't start with Melier's bad pass. It started with Stroik's poor clearance.
Yeah.
He clears that ball proper. There's nothing to talk about.
Is that's sort of that Xhaka?
That's how I feel about it. I wouldn't put that on Melier. I put that on Stroik.
All right, you're good to go, Keith. Okay, guys. So this is Keith,
our newest Stoop member,
an Irish boy living in London. What's going on, Keith? Oh my God,
making me dizzy.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Welcome to the Stoop, man.
It's
Are
nice
you
to meet
running
you.
from
Sorry,
the law right now?
He just knocked over a bank.
Yeah.
Keith, are you running from zombies? Are you running from zombies?
I'm in my... can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, cool.
Did you just run down to Brighton and you're like...
I'm on my way to get some revenge. Yeah, absolutely. No, I work in a school in London, and I forgot to bring some tests in yesterday, and I marked them today, and I'm bringing them back today just so my boss doesn't give out to me, basically. But
hey, no worries. It's just we just have that recorded now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, let's give him all third.
I don't think he likes football. I think he's more of a rugby man, so I should be okay. Yeah, he could eventually get it. Yeah. I just wanted to say, today I watched the game, and while I was marking those tests, and I swear it was more interesting marking the tests than it was actually watching the game. You're playing against a bunch of giants, and they've got 5 at the back. And what are you supposed to do when you've got Alioski running down the left wing? He's like a headless chicken, isn't he? He doesn't know where he is. And yeah, there's not much more to be said, really, is there? It was absolutely terrible. They were crap. I do agree with James that they missed Calvin Phillips, but to be honest, James, and I love you. Can I just give you a shout out? You're absolutely legend. I don't know how an American that knows so much about Leeds United, which is beautiful to see. Sorry, while I multitask here, guys. Calvin Phillips would have done much more today than the rest of the team did. Let's be honest. What was he going to pass to? And they had 2 men on Bamford the entire game. It was unfortunate to see. But you guys have pretty much hit the nail on the head with everything that you have said so far. So I can't really add too much more than that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think Calvin Phillips would have made that much of an impact? Or
listen, Calvin Phillips makes an impact that if you don't mention his name once in a match, he probably still made an impact way more than you ever thought, because he's the guy who does all the other work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're missing.
Completely agree.
Obviously, it's a huge. Rafinha's absence has been felt over the past couple of weeks. I mean, that's obvious. I think in that match, it's kind of like a combination of KP being out and also Rafinha. I think they could have made a difference because we needed that creativity in the final third that Rafinha provided and just wasn't there. And KP of course provides that that link up play in the middle of the pitch, which of course was also absent today because Cork simply just is not the passer that KP is. So I mean, it was a combination of factors.
Very true.
I still think Brighton probably would have pitched a shutout even with KP in there. Because I agree with Keith in that we just didn't have a front.
Yeah, agreed. I think you guys have come along very far in your progression this season, where had you just been missing one of those guys, you probably could have had a better result today. Missing just one of those guys, but missing both
the
of
blow
them,
a little bit.
Missing both of them was. Oof.
I think a 0-0 draw would have been conceivable with KP in there, or I think we'd have walked away with something.
Yeah,
but it was
probably nicked one, couldn't we have? Would you be able to open that up for me? Cheers.
No,
sorry guys, I'm still multitasking, trying to get out. Now I need to get out of the building.
Listen, Bobby says I think we've lost 8 of 11 games.
That was what the announcer said that today.
No?
The announcer, I think it's 9 of 12. I don't think 8 of 11 includes today. But the announcer said that today, and I found that to be pretty amazing stat.
Najee is doubling down on his shit talking. He says, has
that's a good one.
Yet? I think he's still out there looking for him.
Wow.
I think James, there he is behind you.
He's pretty accurate with predictions, though, isn't he?
Hey, I don't know. That's a pretty good one. I got to give him just a little bit of prop for that little zinger.
I know, right?
Without Welbeck's little bit of brilliance,
I don't have any response. Yeah, I don't have any response to that. I mean, again, it's like
really isn't anything to say.
I'm just going to agree with everything he says. I mean, it's just there's not much that performance was completely indefensible. So I mean, there's nothing I can say that would counter any of Najee's snarky little comments.
Yeah.
Not knobhead Najee.
Knobhead Najee. Yeah.
Can I just that there, lads? Can I just say I completely agree with, to be honest, everything that Najee was saying before the match. It's like, because Brighton are kind of like our kryptonite, and we were always going to lose that game without our big players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he does know his stats. I don't know him that well, but he does know his stats. And let's be honest, like, they are the best at clearing the ball in the entire Premier League from crosses. And that's all we did most of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just it was attacks. Like I said, our attacking was all down the flanks, and it was all crosses and deliveries into the box against 3 giants. I mean, their center halves are gigantic. I mean,
Dan Burn. Do you remember when Dan Burn fouled Ayling? And Ayling was literally like, sorry for the pun, he was stooping for the ball. And Dan Burn just walked into him. To be honest, I didn't think it was a foul because he's a giant. Like, his leg was already in his natural height. He barely lifted it. I don't understand that foul, to be honest. But
I think Ayling's going to have nightmares about that giant tonight.
Yeah. No, I agree that the comment. Yeah,
I mean,
I agree with the comment that I didn't think Cork had a bad game at all. I mean, I didn't think that. I thought his play was. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was, it was maybe slightly above average, but he's no KP.
Yeah. What, man of the match?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
Mark's just showing me that Lewis Dunk got man of the match. So Lewis Dunk was all over the place as well. He had clearances. He's a fantastic look. I was even saying, of all the teams that I are in risk of being relegated, I think I would like.
There's another goddamn seagull.
I think I would like to see Brighton stay up because they have good shit going on. Mm-hmm. It's just they draw games more than they win.
They're fun to watch.
They are fun to watch. They usually have a shit ton of shots. I said they would have nearly 20. They had 17.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that those shots just kind of creep up. Because at one point I was looking at the stats and I was like, these guys only have like 11 shots. Where's all these shots that Lolo was talking about? And then I checked the stats at the end of the game, and it's like, 17, 18. And I was just like, where did these come from? But they're there.
Yeah, they're there, and they just
and I mean you can see why they draw a lot of matches because it took them a while to put us away. I mean, they had so many opportunities right in front of the net, just flubbed them all. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, it could have been 5-0.
Yeah, it definitely could have. Definitely.
I mean, their finishing was poor for the most part.
Yeah, really could have.
And that's a problem with them, and that it's surprising that because
there was one from Veltman, wasn't it? And he should have buried that in Trossard.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Trossard had one that he should have. Mulpe should have had one. But which is surprising why Danny Welbeck doesn't start all the time. And I wish we had some Brighton fans on here who could talk with us, but I'm sure they have their one YouTube channel that they watch,
and they're just glued to it.
I know one Brighton fan in New York. He does all of the cask. His name is Alex. He does all of the cask beer events in New York, and he's the only Brighton supporter I've ever met.
Okay.
Yeah. He lives in New York. So if ever you want to get him on, Alex is his name.
Yeah, let us know. And if he does cask brew whatever you said, that sounds like right up our alley.
Yeah.
There you go.
Listen,
what was that?
Lads,
Keith?
can I just say thanks very much for letting me on, and I really enjoyed chatting to you. I was just going to say
thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us today.
Myself off now to somebody else. Oh no! I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to maybe next time having jumping on with you. Maybe I'm definitely going to join you for the drinking session on Friday. I'm going to try and keep my language down and everything like that because again,
don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
But, you might get fired, man.
I'll let you guys
do our
job.
But Keith, if I were you, mate, I would take out your frustrations on your students, man.
Wait, say that again,
take out your frustrations on your students. Give them poor marks.
Wow.
James,
without the ending on that, it's like take your frustrations out on your
James.
kids.
Stick to your day. I think you should stick to your day job, James, about talking about Leeds because you wouldn't last a couple of days then if that was what you're doing in the teacher.
No, I wouldn't. It would be like a headmaster's ritual all over again.
That's it, isn't it? Old school, old school. Listen,
Yep.
I'll let somebody else jump in. I don't want to hog the stream. Thanks so much.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I'll be in the chat.
Thanks, Keith.
Thanks for being a part of the Stoop crew, Keith. Peace.
All right, mate.
All right, man. We've got yet another Leeds United fan popping in from New Jersey.
Who would have thought, right?
Who'd have thunk it? Yeah,
Who'da
still
thunk
no
it?
Brighton fans. Calling in from New Jersey. You may have seen him on his premiere on the Stoop, last night's happy hour. Give it up for Sorin, everybody.
What's up, Sorin?
Hey, everybody. Hey,
Sorin.
James.
Sorin.
Nice
Hey,
to meet you.
Since last night,
How's it
have
going,
you?
mate?
I have not moved since last night. I just turn around, watch the game on the TV, turn it off so it doesn't get blocked with whatever's on or copyright infringement.
Perfect.
But boy, that was a boring game as far as Leeds goes.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They could have played until tomorrow and they would not have scored.
I know.
Yeah.
I agree. That was we look completely anemic in the final third. I mean, it was embarrassing.
I think
I wanted
taking Dallas out of there and putting him on the wing, especially with Phillips missing, really weakened the midfield. The defense was really shaky. On top of that, with Alioski, he was like a horrible day today. And it didn't help.
Yeah, we had nothing in the midfield, man. I mean, absolutely nothing. The midfield was just it was like the whole middle of the pitch was closed off to us, it seemed. I mean, we just had nothing there. I mean, everything, like I said, everything was down the flanks. Everything was crosses into the box. The deliveries were poor. When they were on target, you're talking about, 3 giants for Brighton and the box. And you're not going to get much past them in the air. You're not going to score in the air against Brighton. It's going to be very difficult to do. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It was just pretty. It was pretty poor.
Yeah, to lose to lose control of the midfield like that. I think myself watching Leeds, the midfield is so important to that Leeds attack, and it just wasn't there. I actually wanted to put the Leeds attack on a milk carton today to see if they can be found at halftime.
Yeah,
that's an old reference. Now you realize I don't think they've done that. I don't think they've done that.
They don't do that anymore. I'll put you on a milk carton.
Missing Leeds. Yeah, Leeds attack.
Exactly.
I think there's quicker ways.
That should have been an Amber Alert.
Yeah,
that's a little more.
Amber Alerts had enough time to print it, send it to the printer,
Mark,
put it on a milk carton.
It would have been bad news for the Leeds attack because they would have found the Leeds attack dead and in a ditch.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That's a crime scene.
Stamford to get the ball had to drop
alive.
Well around midfield just to be able to touch the ball, because otherwise he was just an extra.
Yeah, now listen. So everyone's talking about Calvin Phillips being out, and then the positioning of Dallas. Could Dallas not have been slotted into KP's role? Like, wouldn't he have been a better option? Because who was it? Who was in his role?
Cock was playing there, and I think in Bielsa's mind, Cock is the backup for Phillips, and also being able to play central defense. And I think with more game time there, it's going to be good. I think it took Phillips a while to get up to speed with what's expected of him on that role. So in all fairness for Cock, this is like his first game at that position, right? I don't think he played it.
No, not at all.
He played in the defense. But,
okay. Yeah.
Usually, most games, the pass that's missing is the final pass. This game was the build-up. Like, they couldn't get the string of passes together.
Yeah.
Especially around midfield. They could do that okay in defense, not all the time. But as soon as you get around midfield, there are just way too many missed passes, like simple passes. Feels like Click was just like the post there, and you're hitting the ball off him, and he just bounced in a random direction.
Yeah.
Right. And with that being said, it seemed to me that like Leeds was the players were waiting for the ball to come to them, where Brighton was actually going to the ball. That was something that I noticed in the gameplay today. It's just very lethargic showing by Leeds this week.
I think this was the perfect trap game, because you come out of that stretch with Manchester City, Liverpool, and Scum, and then it's like, whew, we got 5 out of those games, and we're going to Lowly Brighton. Historically, don't do good there, and then it's just, even if if you're trying to be focused and same energy, it's really easy to slip up. You'll just see it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, look, I knew it would be coming down off of those, last few matches. I knew that would be a problem, but at the same time, I mean, to look that bad, I mean, it was a complete mismatch out there. I mean, and every area of the pitch. I mean, it wasn't just like a couple of players playing poorly. It was like a team effort to see who could play the worst. And it was just absolute rubbish. I mean, rubbish.
I think this was the worst game of the season for Leeds. I mean, it's recent, so you kind of have to let it settle. But before this game, I would say the worst game they had was the Brighton home game.
Yeah.
It was just something with Brighton that really Leeds cannot seem to get over.
Yeah, I think you need to beat Brighton. I think you really need a central midfielder who can break them down defensively to score on them. I mean, because you're not going to get a lot through the air, like I said, because they're so tall. You need somebody who's going to make those moves in the middle of the pitch and get them out of position, and then hopefully you get a good through ball in or something. But I mean, I just don't think we're built right now to beat a team like Brighton. I mean, I think we're going to need a central attacking midfield presence, over the summer who can come in and break teams down like teams like Brighton that are really they're solid defensively.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you need more from midfield on an attacking contribution than Roberts or Click can ever give you.
Oh yeah, exactly. And no, I agree, Sorin. Yeah, so it was a real conundrum for us today. I mean, without Calvin, without Rafinha, who's going to be that person to break them down? And we just didn't have anybody. I mean, there's nobody out there that I mean, we were really, and without Costa too. Costa was out today. Like, I mean, he might have made a difference. Who knows? But we just didn't have anybody like that.
Yeah, you guys are pretty depleted with injuries.
WWE contract next.
Yeah, his WWE contract. Because he can take a suplex. Well, clearly he can't because he got injured from it. But
and Brighton's been sort of able to dictate the tempo of the match both times we played them, and I think that's and we can play at a slower tempo, but they're really good at dictating the tempo of the match, and that's hurt us,
Okay, well, thanks for the time. I'll let somebody else get
all right,
a few
man.
minutes in.
No, thank you, Sorin. Cheers, man.
All right, thanks, Sorin. Be good, man.
Seeing you. Like we said, guys, in the community page on the YouTube channel, if you're a member of the Stoop crew, you can check that out, and there's the link where you can call in and give us your thoughts if you don't just want to comment on them. So Bobby Lala says, Bobby Stoops, as we're calling him now.
Bobby Stoops.
Bobby Stoops is saying, I don't think Leeds were that bad, guys. Or he's saying, I don't think Leeds were that bad guys.
I think they were that bad guys.
They were the bad guys.
They were that bad guys. Guys, they were that bad.
I don't know if I agree with you, Bobby Stoops, because every time I'd be like, man, Jack Harrison is bad. He needs to get off the pitch. At least Luke Ayling is good. And then Luke Ayling would throw a shitty pass out.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, at least Paveda's all right. Look at him doing all this footwork. And then he would lose the ball. And I was just like, okay, so who is playing well right now? Who is playing well?
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, for me, it's Stuart Dallas, and maybe you can make an argument for Caulk as well. But, yeah. I mean, for me, Stuart Dallas is by far the man of the match for Leeds, and that's not saying much. I mean, I wouldn't give any of those players high grades for that performance. And it was, it was difficult. I mean, Paveda. I mean, hell, the Brighton defenders blow on him and knocks him off the ball. So, I mean, it was. That's
why I said he needs to start working out. Well, listen,
he needs to get on the juice.
One of the journalists got into Bielsa's head in the presser by asking if Caulk could play CDM. I don't know. Well, listen, we've got another long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah, we like
part
that.
of the Stoop crew.
We like that
house here, and maybe he can
like
finally
seeing faces
correct
to names finally.
On how? Oh no, he's gone now.
No, he's there.
He's still okay. We'll wait till we can see him back again. Let's get a word from Ben Ireland. Welcome back, Ben.
Never. Teflon Mark here, man. It just bounces right off. So
what did he say to you?
I don't even remember.
No, I noticed he was apologizing after you left last night.
Oh
and
God,
I was trying to figure out
needed
why.
to get the hell out of there.
Ben, don't worry about upsetting Spawny Mark. He's just don't. You know,
it's Teflon, man. I wear this Teflon skin,
the
next day
nothing
bothers me,
anymore.
man, for sure, man.
You intimidated him, Mark. Look, that's what Sorin said.
No, not at all, man. I was having a good time, but I'd have to pace myself. Sometimes I have to bounce out because I might have too much of a good time.
He was trying to leave,
and I wanted to make sure I watched the games because that's what I do. You know,
he told his Adele story, which we made him wait until the after party when we were private.
I was a little stoned in the up there anyway, and it didn't come out as well as I wanted it to, and so maybe that's why I was like, fuck it, I'm out of here. It's a good story, man. It's a good memory.
He didn't even say goodbye. It was like just
I was like, I'm out of here.
So I just took Ben's word that he had offended him. I didn't.
Not at all, Ben, man. It was all good fun. It was all good fun.
Via Martin, give me the thumbs up when you're ready, because it looks like you're chasing down Keith.
You're chasing down Keith.
School. You good to go, Via Martin? All right.
You're going live, Bill.
You're going live. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
And
Welcome
there he
to
is.
the Stoop, Via Martin.
All right.
We're going live. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
What's up, mate?
Welcome to the Stoop, Via Martin.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can. I think you're on like a 5-minute delay, though.
We're doing well. Good to finally put a face to the name.
Yeah, we can. I think you're on like a 5-minute delay, though.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. He's on his crank-up Wi-Fi.
Okay, I'll be very succinct and very clear. Poor performance.
He's on his crank-up Wi-Fi.
Poor performance. Dallas should have been in the middle. Roberts on the outside. Dallas should have been in the middle. Roberts on the outside. Brighton are a bogey side. We've got to look forward to next year. Europe's too early.
Hey, Via Martin. Yo. Listen, close your YouTube.
We're where we are. Wait for next year.
Yo. Listen, close your YouTube. We're where we are. Wait for next year. Yo. Here, we'll get him sorted.
We'll get him sorted.
That is what's going on, Bob. Hey, Via Martin, if you can hear me now, close the YouTube app or mute it, and so you only have the StreamYard open. We turned you off for a second, but you should be able to hear us. All right, how you doing, man? Is that better?
Should be.
We don't hear each other now, so I don't know if you can hear me. That's the problem.
We can hear you. So go ahead and give us your rundown.
No, I can't hear anything. Listen, I'll say hi to you guys. Next season, hopefully, will be a bit better. Few reinforcements. Today was not a good day. It happens. Brighton are a bogey side. We haven't been for a long, long time. Dallas should have been in the middle. Roberts on the outside. Taking Llorente off, gave him the second goal. It happens. It's one of those things, you know. Poco a poco, we'll get there.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
I agree. And look, today was a hiccup. You know, that was it. We'll be better.
Exactly. So thank you very much for that, Via Martin. Is good to hear your voice. Good to see your face finally. You'll work on this as it gets going.
And we've got a voice to the posts.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always thought he was more like this when he talked because he's Villa Martin, and I know he's in Spain, but no, he said poco a poco. which is Spanish for little by little.
Little by little, exactly.
But that's awesome. But yeah, so see, he's in agreement of Dallas should have been in the middle.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm not questioning Bielsa.
Yeah, I mean,
after today, I would.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was your only option, definitely. But what are you going to do? I mean, I think that he wants to see about cover for Calvin for next season. So he wants to give Kalk an opportunity to play there, see how he does. And like I said, I didn't think he performed badly. He's just no Calvin Phillips. I mean, his passing is not nearly what Calvin's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you got to have somebody in that role. You got to have somebody who can pass out of that position.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, guys, we've got 10 more minutes before we end this stream. So, like I said, Stoop Crew members, if you go to the community section of our YouTube channel, you'll see the link in there for Stoop Crew members only, and you guys can call in. Now we know when you call in, mute your YouTube page.
Makes sense.
It's our first one, guys. Give us a break. Okay, get off our backs. Look at all these comments hating on us. There's none. They love us. Well, okay. So yeah, James, I think we've said just about everything we can about it. Coming up next, you guys have the dirty
Spurs scum.
The treasonous Spurs scum.
The treasonous Spurs.
I'm calling all that whole six that tried to break away. They're all treasonous.
They're the big sucks.
You realize the only one of them that I've watched since this happened was Man United playing against you guys.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch Arsenal. I mean, I guess I'll watch them
tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I watched them in the Europa League, and that was
that was a waste of your time.
Now the scum I just call the treasonous scum.
The scum. Not to be confused with the treasonous Chell scum.
And the treasonous Chell scum, yeah.
The treasonous Spur scum. The Sperman. Anyway. Wow, betide any commentator who try. I don't know what you said there. Let's see. Via Martin says, I've coached semi-pro in the past. We're always learning. Even Marcelo will beat himself up over that. Super sick scum next. So at least a point. For sure. Not forgetting our scum. Yes. I do know. And Keith says, someone said a commentator got in Bielsa's head. Only Bielsa gets in Bielsa's head. And he just presses him down. That's good. See, the rest of the season is free to hopefully trying a few under 23s. Now, I
agree, Ben. I don't know why we're not seeing more of them. I mean, this game would have been perfect, I think.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Wouldn't this game have been a perfect time to see, as we were saying on the show, your under fours who are pretty good? Lil Bastard was one of them. Your under 21s.
I love the fact that Bielsa just shows up to like the young academy practices, and what a thrill for those kids, And we are talking literal kids.
He knows their names.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but
what's going on? Go ahead.
Yeah, with all the injuries that we had for this match, I mean, I think it would have been a good time to try out some of these guys and to give them a run, just to see what they're like. I mean, especially with so few offensive options, attacking options out there. I think it would have been a good time to see like what Greenwood can do, what Jaffe can do. I don't know, because if Phillips and Rafinha are out for an extended period of time, I mean, it's going to be tough for us to maintain a top 10 position, I think. Yeah. So why not at this point? Because we're safe. Why not start playing some of those guys, just giving them a run and seeing what they can do?
Is the Phillips injury serious? I know it's a knee, but it seems like it's like a last minute scratch.
Yeah. And I mean, you heard apparently he's like a bruise behind his knee. So they don't know. I mean, they don't know how serious it is yet. But it's some sort of contusion behind the knee. So I don't know.
I was really surprised when I saw the lineup.
Yeah, I was too.
Actually, everything about that lineup confused me.
When I saw the lineup, a bad feeling came over me.
Yeah, to see Cock in the midfield and see Story up front, I just thought I was very, very. Was it Story up front? What was that?
Cock in the midfield. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I was looking at a different. I'm looking at a different lineup apparently.
Yeah, let me see what the hell you're talking about. Cock was not up front. Story up front.
Not up front, but in the middle.
Now, I'd like to see someone mentioned Somerville.
Yeah.
Right. So in the middle. Oh, Cleach. Cleach is who I meant. Not Strike.
Cleach.
Yeah, he's just he's a non-entity. At this level, it's just the premiership is. I think the quality is just beyond him. But I would say that someone mentioned Somerville. I'd love to see Somerville as well. I think Somerville would have been perfect for today's match, just to see.
Yeah.
It's a hematoma for Phillips.
Hematoma.
That's what Bobby's saying. Yeah.
Fancy name for a bruise.
Yeah.
He got a bruise.
Look, they can hurt. Especially when it's behind the knee like that.
And I guess you don't want to. And you should have been able to beat Brighton. You should have been able to beat Brighton without him. It was just the whole team. The whole team just didn't look like themselves. Wasn't playing like themselves. And Brighton came at you guys, as we knew they would. But they came out, and for me, like somebody commented earlier, there was no full team press like we're used to seeing. There were little individual presses, which just, I don't think you guys have the quality of individual performers for that. You do with with Rafinha, but you can't just have a one-person press, like Pavetta was pressing up by himself and getting a lot of movement, but then there was nobody there. There was no help. Mm-hmm. I was missing that full team press that was going on. So.
Yeah, then once Bamford came off, to me, we just had we had no presence up top at all. It was basically we surrendered that.
It's just like, let's stop bleeding.
Yeah. And fair play to Brighton. Harate. Fair play to Brighton. We started slow and we didn't deserve anything. Move on to Spurs.
Yes, I agree. And I've said it before this season that we sometimes have a tendency to start matches slowly. And we give up an early goal. And then the other team ends up, holding on for dear life. We attack in the second half. We come alive in the second half. But by then, we've dug ourselves a hole. But yeah, we're slow starters sometimes. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But we just we've done it quite a few times this season.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. Well, let's march on to Tottenham next. And I hope, you guys know me, I hope you beat the crap out of them.
Yes.
So Bamford's been on easy street for weeks. I don't know if there's too much to blame Bamford for in all this.
You'd have to do something.
He's got to have somebody to get
yeah, no, I totally agree. But, he has been pretty invisible in the last few weeks.
He's not a box-to-box striker.
No, he's not. It's true.
So, he doesn't create his own chances very well. Yeah. He needs somebody to provide that service, and we just don't have anybody right now. It's just it's very. Without Rafinha, like I said, without Rafinha in there, and then another thing Rafinha does too is he slides over to the middle. He breaks defenses down. Yep. He's creative with the ball. Teams have to account for him, and whereas you look at that lineup today. Who do you really have to account for? In the attack. No one. So
no. Nobody. No. Feed Bamford and he will score is the thing. Yeah. And I thought you guys had an opportunity with Yves Bissouma and Dunk pushing way far forward. That's because they had no fear. They had no fear. They just knew one of us has to cover Bamford. The other one is free to run forward.
Exactly.
So, that worked.
Ben White can take the ball up, 80 yards up the pitch. They're just not. I mean, they weren't worried. They weren't worried about or concerned about anybody we had out there today.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Except for Bamford, you know.
Yep. Bamford gets no service. He makes countless runs and doesn't get the ball unless Rafinha is on the park.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then,
Sure.
I mean, you got to feed the beast. You know, you got to feed the beast, and the beast has been hungry the past couple of hours. He's starving. The beast is starving right now. So the beast is hungry. So I'm hoping that Tottenham, you know, maybe Rafinha's back, and then maybe the beast gets fed. You know, but that's got to happen.
That's I think that's a bit of a. Although you know, I have heard that he's due back next week.
Yeah.
So
we'll say. Look, Mike B says, well, they say we learn more from a loss than a win. So looking forward to our progression next time. And I think I think Bielsa's more focused on making sure you guys don't drop a single point to the big sucks.
Right.
After this nonsense.
Yeah. Move on. Onwards and upwards.
Lads, I remember you saying you want to go see Leeds in 2021-22 season. You've got a London tour guide if you want one and would love to join you at the game.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Yeah. We don't know when, but we're coming.
I just have to say there is now a long list of tour guides
and drinking buddies.
And this guy right here is our #1 tour guide. But a lot of guys in
prepare yourselves.
Yeah.
We're training our livers as we speak.
Train your livers.
Via Martin says, dunk mom. I read it as drunk mom said.
Drunk mom said.
I was like, I can't wait to read this comment. Drunk
Turn
mom
it up.
Said. Dunk, man of the match. Said it during the game to my mates, all Leeds fans who lived in Brighton for many years. Today really hurt us. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. Today's show. You'll see us back. Tomorrow we got no shows.
We're back on Monday. We're doing a doubleheader.
Back on Monday doing a doubleheader of the 2 matches that are on Monday. They were 2 of our weekend watch list. So we will be doing a post-match at about 5:30.
Are we doing a double post-match?
Double
post-match.
So we'll talk about all of that. That's about 10:30 y'all's time in Leeds in the UK. Don't forget. We're about to sign off, but we've got our exit video, and if you are a member of the Stoop crew, stick around and you will see your name in the credits, unless you signed up today or last night.
Yeah,
because last night
I haven't had a chance.
I got drunk and went to bed, woke up, took my daughter to soccer practice, and watched Leeds at soccer practice. So what a good dad I am.
You're the best dad.
But James, so good to talk to you. Thank you for taking a moment away from your family and your vacation. Much love.
I'll have to watch the Kentucky Derby and drink, man.
Yes, yeah, no doubt.
Mint juleps and big hats for the rest of the day.
Mint juleps and big hats. Yeah.
All right, guys. To all of our Stoop crew and everybody else, peace.
Peace.
Love y'all.
Leeds.
too.